He got to tell gags.
How about those dogs up in space? Have you seen them?
He got to sing.
Jimmy was absolutely fantastic.
He got to dance, well, a bit. A lifetime in 2 hours.
Could we be at the Palladium again together? Why not? We're actually available, but neither of us are cheap.
So, sit back. Next, how Cliff Richard gave Jimmy his big break.
When you're young, you think you can do anything. And it's only when I look back that I think we did.
Spotted by a talent agent, and before he knew what happened, he'd been booked as a compere for a rock and roll show.
It was really early in my career, and, you know, we didn't have a catalogue that was very massive, so we maybe did a half an hour at the end of a 2-hour show, so there were other artists on the bill. And we were told by the promoters, well, we're going to get you a compere, so the compere will introduce the other artists, and the compere in 1959, anyway, was Jimmy Tarbuck.
What I did was when they were changing the amplifiers over, they put me on till the band were all set.
I mean, I used to get to the gigs early to rehearse with the Shadows, all Cliff's songs, or the Drifters, as I said they were. I used to love just being sat there going, well, it's so good to be free, because they always used to sing with this lip up, like a bird on the tree.
I've always feel it's a great compliment when people do an impersonation of me. I always think, nothing like me. But they probably are, I just don't see it.
In 1959, I had a girlfriend who was besotted with Cliff Richard. And he was playing Birmingham Town Hall, and we went to see it, and comparing that show to Roars of Indifference, I have to tell you, was Jimmy Tarbuck. I remember Jimmy vividly. He knew no fear.
He was the one that was coordinating things. He was the one that held everything together, and he did it brilliantly. I remember that trip particularly because we traveled on a bus. It wasn't even a bus. I think it was a coach.
This rackety old coach round the country. It was breaking down and all that.
We pretty well lived together, the whole cast, and Jimmy was a great plus because everybody liked him.
You know, you were staying in boarding houses, like 50 bob a night for bed and breakfast. But it was a thrill. You were in show business, and you were with Cliff Richard.
He did invite a friend of myself through to Manchester when he was doing a tour with Cliff. And we got the train through, thinking that we'd be brought back in style. But after the show, he vanished on the bus, and we had to find our own way back, which didn't please me.
Oh, good evening. My name's Jimmy Tarbuck. I think I ought to tell you this, because I'm the only one on here tonight you've never heard of.
I liked it when they were called the Royal Command shows. And somehow or another, people don't like the word command. For me, it always felt like the Queen had said, I want him, I want her, I want them, I want Jimmy, I want Cliff. And to me, that's a command.
These are the modern teenagers. I know. I've got 2 nephews, 7 and 11. Funny names.
Attract people from Judy Garland, Howard Keel. I mean, lots of the big American stars.
You know, if you're going to be on there as a compere like Jimmy, you'd have to be pretty cool about it, because you're talking about Bob Hope, who's world famous and very funny. But Jimmy didn't seem to be afraid of things like that. When money comes your way, I know sometimes it can turn people crazy. I don't think Jimmy went crazy, and I don't think I did. I suddenly appreciated what money can do for you.
I bought my mum and dad a house.